Back on the SportsMax Zone, just a couple of days now to go until the biggest party in sport gets underway with the Hero CPL T20 beginning on Thursday. And all the matches are here live on your home of champions. Now, as we continue our build-up to the start of the tournament, we are joined by the Barbados Royals off-spinner Ashley Nurse. Ashley, welcome to the SportsMax Zone. It's not the first time that you've been here, and we welcome you once again. And here's my first question to you, sir, as soon as you appear on the screen. We've spoken to several teams so far in the past couple of days heading into the start of the tournament, and preparation has been an issue. How has the Barbados Royals preparation gone this week in St. Kitts?
Hi, Lance. I think the preparation has been really good. We had two official practice sessions at the Connery Playground. And then we've been doing a couple of sessions on the tennis courts and stuff like that. And we had a nice gym session today. So Thursday, the preparations for us have been going pretty well.
Yeah, well, champions the year before, but fifth last year. How will the Barbados Royals, as you now are, be addressing this year's tournament with regard to rebounding from your moderate season last year?
Well, obviously, we striving to have a better tournament last year. As you said, we were last year. It's all about stringing sponsors together and get that to get good run in the tournament.
Yeah, you won only 3 of your 10 matches last year, Ashley. 2 of those victories came against the Talawas, and the other victory came against the St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots, who you actually start against Thursday, don't you? What's your confidence level going into Game 1?
Well, every game that we come to, we're always confident. I mean, it's a new tournament. These are different from last year and stuff like that. It's all about hitting the ground running and getting that consistency going. I mean, the tournament this year is really quick and fast. So getting those performances in early and get on a run. Because the games are coming really fast. It's all about getting that momentum going.
Yeah, Ashley, earlier today, of course, we received a press release saying that, 2 persons associated with the CPL have tested positive for COVID-19. Has that, affected training or the players or anything in any way?
Well, that's actually news to me as a person. I'm hearing that, so I didn't know that.
Oh.
So I can't know that.
All right, okay, well, I guess you got news on the SportsMax Zone. Well, I'm going to move away from that, seeing that you don't have any information on that. And we'll talk a bit about your performance personally. So, last year in the CPL, of course, everybody was looking forward to see your performance. You didn't do as well as we expected, grabbing just 2 wickets and 107 runs. What are you looking forward to improve the most this year?
Perform in any way you can for the team. Anytime I'm called upon, and just look to do my job. Basically, that's all in the game, and that's what I'm going to do this year.
Yeah, and of course, you would, of course, accept the international players, welcome them coming into the team, because we know when these international players come into the CPL, how they light it up. You have Glenn Phillips in your team. Of course, he's ranked 17 in the T20 index. How excited are you for him to be a part of the Royal setup?
Yeah, Phillips is a fantastic player over the years in CPL. I mean, from his first season, I should say, he's been doing well for the Jamaica title. So it's very good to have him on our side this time. Not only Glenn, all the other overseas players, we always them. I mean, the Royals do is to live as a family and stuff like that. So it's good to have all the overseas, hopefully they mesh and gel with the players as quickly as possible so on that winning streak.
Of course, Ashley, and I know how difficult, we've been speaking to the players, how difficult it has been for you from bubble to bubble. This year's CPL, of course, there will be some fans, that should obviously, make you all feel a bit settled and excited to have them again, cheering on for you.
Yeah, most definitely. To have your back when down here, you play against the first, so you know when you're back in this game, but to hear the coach cheering in the background, let's give them put in their back.
Yeah, Ashley, going back to some of the performances from last year, obviously you want to have a good start to the tournament. It's a tournament that you can stutter and still recover, but obviously every team wants to start well. Two of your leading batsmen from last year, Kyle Mears and Johnson Charles, who both scored over 200 runs last year, are back in your setup. Jason Holder got 10 wickets last year. He's back there as well. A couple of them, of course, will be moving from the red ball game as they played against Pakistan as recently as today. But how much are you expecting from your batters? As Mariah just mentioned, you now have Glenn Phillips, who was outscored only by Lendl Simmons overall as a run getter in the tournament last year, to beef up your batting. But your batting already looks okay, and Glenn, I think, would just bolster it even more.
Yeah, the expectations on the batsmen are really high. Obviously, we know how consistent Jonathan Charles is in the CPL. Having Glenn to boast of that batting lineup is always, like I said before, is a good thing for the team. But we depend on everyone with the bat, even down to number 11. This is a tournament where sometimes the games get down to the last ball, and we need that one run from anybody, to be honest. So it's all about everyone putting up their hands and trying to contribute to the team's cause.
Ashley, all the best for your opening game on Thursday against the St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots and beyond, because winning the opening game is just the start of the tournament for the Barbados Royals. And we wish you all the best with your new owners as well.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yes, Ashley Nurse, the off-spinning all-rounder from Barbados, and the Tridents turning into the Royals, and the Rajasthan Royals now the IPL team owning the Barbados Royals and looking to have a good championship this year. Interesting that as the Tridents, the first 3 years of the CPL tournament, the Tridents were pretty solid. They won one, they were second in one and third in one. So the first 3 years, they were a top 3 team all 3 years, and then they went into a slump and failed to reach the playoffs several years in a row, and then recovered to win 2019, and then now finishing 5th last year. But a pretty solid team, Mariah, and Glenn Phillips is certainly a good acquisition for them. He is actually showing good recent form in the men's 100 tournament in England.
Yes.
His last 4 innings, he scored 50, 30 not out, and I think 80. So he's coming from the men's 100 in England in good form. And I'm pretty certain that he's coming to St. Kitts and Nevis hoping to set the place on fire.
Definitely. And Ashley Neal said something before he closed, and I think that's the takeaway point where the CPL is concerned. I think the team that are able to overcome the pressure situations, because the CPL is wide open, Lance. It's the team that, of course, can get over the line when they're under pressure. It's a short format game, and really and truly, there are only a limited amount of balls that can be bowled. And you just have to really put your all in that situation. No team is better than another team when it comes to the CPL. And I think that's the beauty of it. And that's why I love it so much.
I'm shocked to hear you say that, Maria. Such a huge fan of the TKR. And you saying no team is better than the other.
No,
and you've always given the narrative that TKR is way better than everyone else.
I'm a proud TKR supporter, but I'm just, talking facts. It's just how this situation is set up. But, we have to tell our fans that, of course, the CPL will be living on the home of champions. Right. And Lance, it's starting this Thursday, and you don't want to miss one ball. So tune in.
Leighton. Anil.